Hey guys, what is up? It is Austin here bringing you guys another video, and today we are here with XDefiant. They just had a whole weekend server test session, so you guys know me. I'm a fan of the game. I really enjoyed it last time we got to get our hands on it, and I was really eager to see what had changed because you guys know me. I posted videos about how much I loved XDefiant. I talked about how great I thought XDefiant is on Twitter all the time, and I've always said the core of this game is made for someone like me, right? It's a fast-paced action arcade shooter, and it doesn't really, I mean, there are places to camp, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't really fully cater to a slow play style. It does cater to slower play styles if you want to. Like, it is definitely an option. You can play slower, you can play further back, there's decent points for you. There's choke points throughout maps in certain areas. It's well designed, but it also doesn't detract from the people that want to rush, which is what I feel like Call of Duty had done for the past couple years. I'm going to mention Call of Duty because XDefiant is directly trying to compete with them, and apparently from behind the scenes insiders, every decision they made, they said the phrase, what would Call of Duty do? Just so they could try to up Call of Duty and give people that classic Call of Duty feel without being like the new Call of Duty, right? They had to figure out what fans didn't like and basically just create the opposite of that. So no skill-based matchmaking, classic prestige systems, fast-paced maps, fast-paced shooting, all that kind of stuff. And, again, the actual gameplay I think is great, but there's one big, massive elephant in the room that would be dishonest of me to not talk about, because obviously when I recommend people games, even though this game is free, I don't want to waste your time, right, and be disingenuous with you and lie to you guys about it. So I have had a couple of issues with the XDefiant, and there's one that trumps them all because it's honestly kind of pathetic, right? And that is the netcode and the hit detection issues. So now I have actually talked to people that have said they haven't had as much issues with hit detection, so I'm not going to just act like that's a major issue. I've had some issues with hit detection. I've seen other YouTubers have issues with hit detection. I'm not going to say that it's something that everyone experiences, because while I was streaming, shout out to Reapers, by the way, about to give him another shout out in another video, but Reapers was actually telling me in his experience that he hadn't had any issues with bullet registration. So I'm not going to come out here and say that it is a overwhelming problem, because I've experienced it, a couple other people experienced it, but some people haven't experienced it. But one thing that everyone has experienced is the netcode. So let me give you guys kind of an example of what I'm talking about. So there will be times in XDefiant, there are times in this gameplay as well, where you will be running around a corner and you will get around that corner and then you just suddenly die and it says you got shot. And then you watch the kill cam and on their screen, they were able to kill you even though you were fully around the corner. Now, this happens a little too much, right? This happens almost once a game, at least from my experience. Now, things did get better. I mean, the first day, it was bad, man. It was bad. And things got a little bit better after that, but I was still having, issues with it like once every other game, And I actually streamed XDefiant, and if you guys watch the stream, you'll see there were plenty of instances of it happening on stream. So the game got delayed like a year so they could focus on this. This was their main focus, and it's still pretty fucking bad. And that, it's kind of a red flag for me. I'm going to be completely honest. You delayed a whole game a whole year for one specific purpose, and then that purpose isn't resolved. I know, like this, again, I'm not going to say making a game's easy. Obviously, it's not. I don't know how many people are working on this game. Obviously, I imagine the people working on this free-to-play XDefiant arcade shooter don't have as many devs on it as a game like Call of Duty, right? But I'm not going to give you an excuse. You delayed the game a year to focus on netcode, and then a year later, the netcode's still kind of ass, which is a problem, and it's a major problem. Like, for instance, right there. Now, that one's a little arguable, but most of the objects in XDefiant you can't shoot through. Right? So, very, very major issue that the game has. And again, it'd be disingenuous of me not to mention it. And I hate having to talk about that. I hate having to talk about things I dislike about this game, because honestly, I fucking love XDefiant, man. I've played so much XDefiant, even though I didn't grind it out this weekend, when it came up, because there was also like double triple XP over on Modern Warfare 3, and I wanted to capitalize on that a little bit. But genuinely, this game, like, I love the gunplay in it. I love the weapon selection. Again, when the hit detection is going good, it's pretty fucking good. I love the map designs. They're so beautiful. I love the movement. And I even like the specialists. You guys know me. I'm not a big fan of specialists and, like, operators and stuff. Like, I really don't like it. Like, that's why I don't play too much Overwatch, you know? I don't think it's a terrible thing or, like, it's unplayable or it makes the game shit. It's just not really for me, you know? But I actually really like them in XDefiant. Like, I think they're very, very balanced, even though one did have to get removed in this past weekend for the weekend. Hopefully they can fix that, you know, before launch. But I really, really like everything this game has to offer, and I am going to talk about some positives because I don't want this to be an overly negative video, but I really enjoy the gunplay, as I've said. I love the map design. I love the movement. I love the pace that these games follow. Now, the game could definitely use some more game modes, but on a free-to-play game, I'm a little bit more lenient on, you know, how things are going to be at launch because, you know, like when Fortnite first came out, right? I know this is a different comparison. They're two completely different styles of games, but just hear me out. When Fortnite came out, the content was pretty bearing. You know, when it first dropped, I don't think there was an item shop. You know, it was just a base battle royale, you know, one map and, you know, not a wide selection of guns. But because the gameplay was so fun, it didn't matter. I kept playing it. And then over time, they added more to it. And they focused on making the core gameplay very fun in Fortnite, right? Whereas in a more mainstream game like Call of Duty, they focus on making sure, you know, the skins are looking cool and they make sure the graphics are really beautiful and really gorgeous, but they don't focus on making the game actually fun and listening to the community on what they want. They don't focus on the gameplay. They don't focus on making sure the game is polished, which is why every year when Call of Duty drops, the game is broken and we have like a million bugs that they take the whole year to fix, and because they're focusing on all the bugs, they don't actually fix the real problems with the game. So XDefiant, I think, is in a similar space to Fortnite in the sense that the core gameplay, in my opinion, is very, very fun. I mean, I would love to grind this game. I can't wait till this game launches and then we get all the prestige modes and all the unlocks and the challenges and the gold camos. Like, I'm so excited to be grinding that. I don't care if it doesn't have 15 modes at launch, right? Or if it doesn't have, like, 14 maps at launch, which I think is like the bare minimum a game should have, is like around 14, you know, maybe 12 maps. So I'm willing to wait because it's a free-to-play game. This netcode is the one major issue that really needs to get resolved because it can kill a game. It really can. If people already are kind of on the fence about your game, which most people in a free-to-play game are, you know, a lot of people that play XDefiant are probably just going to see it for free and be like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. They'll play it. And if they start getting killed by bullshit, they're not going to want to come back to the game. They're going to be turned off really fast and just be like, I'll just go play Modern Warfare 3, right? And I'm bringing up Call of Duty again because that's who they're trying to compete with. Now, all that being said, I had a lot of fun playing the game. I really enjoyed most of my time with the game. I'm excited to see it launch. Who knows when that's going to be? Could be, you know, in a couple weeks. Could be in a couple months. Shit, it could be in a couple years, knowing these guys. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm very interested to see when this game launches. I'm very, very hopeful that they fix things. And for once, I'm actually very excited for a game. Like, I'm kind of bought in, right? Like, I'm bought into XDefiant in the sense that I'm excited for it. I'm expecting this game to be good and fun at launch, just like it has been. And I'm really, really excited to see what we get when the full game drops because I don't know if there's going to be a third game mode or a campaign. I don't care if there's not. If it's just multiplayer, that's fine because this had the classic feel of just being able to hop on and play for a bit with no skill-based matchmaking and not getting absolutely ass blasted because I'm not using meta weapons, right? Like, I'm using a fucking double-barrel shotgun in this gameplay, and it was great. I had so much fun, you know? But, you know, anyways, that's going to be pretty much the end of the video. Not much else I got to say about XDefiant. I just wanted to put this video out because I did play it this weekend. I streamed it, and I wanted to get at least one video out. By the way, look how close this game is. This clutch was insane. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,400 subscribers. And please let me know down in the comment section below if you played XDefiant, if you enjoy it, what your thoughts are on it, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear your feedback. And what do you think the game could get better at, and what do you think the game is excelling at? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, but like I said, that's the end of the video. I will see you guys in the live stream later on tonight. It's Austin, and I'm out. Peace, guys.